just talk a little bit about the opportunities we have straight from the instructor, Mr. Dalton Pelfrey, about his program. And let's just go ahead and kick it off if it's okay. First off, why AME? What is AME? And how would it benefit somebody to enroll?
All right. That is a big question there.
It is a big question.
AME stands for Advanced Manufacturing Education. It's a little vague, but that's okay. We do all sorts of things. We cover a wide variety of skills. And so when you go through this program, you get equipped with a vast array of different skills, and you actually get to specify which path you want to follow at the end between plastics, robotics, and PLCs, or programmable logic controllers. And so we teach all kinds of different skills. And by the time you get into this program, get through this program, and get out of this program, you are just about guaranteed to find a job. I've had absolutely no problem getting people jobs. So that's definitely a big benefit. You'll have long-term work pretty much wherever you'd like to work, whatever area you would like to work in. It's a booming industry. So that's definitely one of the biggest benefits of this program. It's broken down, just as all programs are, into trimesters, and we do 4 of them. So it's 16 months for this program for an average student. It is a program that is open entry, open exit, and it's an at your own pace type of thing. So that doesn't necessarily mean that you will take exactly 16 months to get this program finished. You could do less than that if you just happen to do the work more quickly. It's one of the beautiful things about the programs here at the TCAT. A lot of them are like that. We cover, as I said, a wide variety of skills. You learn about things like safety and quality, things that are important no matter where you go, principles of different manufacturing methods and things like that. And then we get into detailed things that are like CMM, which is coordinate measuring machines that can measure down to about 1/90th of a human hair. If you split a hair into 90 pieces, it can measure one of those pieces accurately. I'm sorry, 1.5 of those pieces, because ours is accurate to 1.5 microns. So sorry, 1.5 90ths of a hair.
Gosh, that half, that's just...
I know, that's a lot of hair right there. And so
amazing.
We do get to do all kinds of fun stuff. We do get to do CAD, computer aided design. You get to mock up 3D models of pretty much anything you'd like. You do follow curriculum, obviously, but by the time you're finished with it, you can model a lot of things, just about anything. And then you actually get to go in and make that model a reality with our 3D printing. That's something that a lot of people are super excited about when they take this course. I will say probably a good third of the students end up buying a cheap 3D printer. 3D printing is all kinds of fun. All right. And we get to teach you how to use multiple different kinds of printers and get to just have fun with them because, you know, why not? You get to go in and learn about mechanics and hydraulics and pneumatics, a little bit of manual machining, and you get to learn multiple methods of how to make things, which I think is enjoyable. I think a lot of people enjoy doing that. They like making stuff, so we make stuff. That's a plus.
There you go.
Yeah, and then after you do that, that's when you get to choose your specialty focus for the AME program. After you get to that point and choose a focus, you choose plastics, robotics, or PLCs. Plastics is plastic injection molding. I'm sure if you're not familiar with it, it is a process that's used to make just about every plastic part you could probably think of. It's very good chance it was injection molded. It's a very, very, very active process. We've got probably 15 plants that do it just in Pulaski. There are a lot of them. And then After you do that, you could do PLCs, which is programmable logic controllers. And so all these machines that are running in whatever they're running in a factory, whether it's a robot or a weld cell or an assembly station, they all have to have brains of sorts. And the PLC is that brain. It's a tiny, compact, rugged computer. And these little computers, they run pretty much everything nowadays, from stoplights to assembly machines to the injection molding machines even have PLCs in them. And then beyond that, we have robotics, and I'm sure everyone probably knows what robots are. They're those weird humanoid things that take over the world. But we do not train you how to do that. No, not quite. We do six-axis robots mainly, which are the ones that look like big arms. And we train people on how to operate, how to program one of those, and how to take care of it, and how to make it do what you want it to do. And so that's the main overview of our program, broad overview. I know it doesn't sound very broad. I talked about a lot of stuff, but we do cover a lot of stuff. So that's the big picture version of this program and what it is.
One thing I definitely want to point out. So the investment is 16 months. That's it. And then you do job placement assistance. So your return on investment is there. Your time commitment is minimal in the big scheme of things. And our wonderful students who will hopefully be applying for this right after this video is over would be able to learn from you, who's gone through the course yourself, and you've done all three specialties. So
sure.
if the student wanted to spend a little bit more time, or if they got through with a certain portion quicker than maybe some of their other classmates, you could take more than one of the specialization areas and have even more skills if you want to, like you did. You did all three.
Absolutely.
And you've put all three to good use. You've been able to you've not only worked in the workforce itself, but you've come back and you're able to teach this. So you're learning from somebody that's actually got in it and knows it backwards and forwards, and is completely patient and professional. But you keep things, I've been in your classroom and visited for tours and things. You keep things light. You're there for your students, but there's that element of creativity that's so much fun. And you feel that visiting, you can create these things. If you can design it and dream it, chances are, like you say, you can 3D print it. So it's not just a robotics. It's not just the PLCs. It's not just, there's a whole lot more to it. And it's a really cool environment. And I feel like I should say, every time I sit at a weird red light that doesn't seem to change, I think of your class and I'm like, oh, can somebody please bring their laptop down here and fix this light? Because we're all sitting here staring at each other. But I digress. Now, when we talked before I started recording, you mentioned that there is an overwhelming need in your field for workers. Tell us about that.
Certainly. I can say I have personally in the past year been reached out to about jobs from as far away as Chattanooga or Cookville, or actually Clarksville. One person contacted me from one company, all the way over towards Memphis, down towards Decatur. I've had people from a huge radius looking for the skills that we supply here. And I've actually just today gotten back from visiting with a couple of people over in Lawrenceburg, a couple of companies over there. And I had to tell them, they were telling me, hey, we need people real bad. And I had to tell them, that's great. And I will talk to my students, but we need more students because of the demand. There are so many jobs that need to be filled that I don't have the number of students required to fill those jobs. And I have that coming in from all over the place. From Pulaski, there are a few companies who have told me the same thing. And like I said, all the way out, 3 hours away, they're calling because they need the skills that we supply here and they can't find other places to get them. There are definitely very highly in demand skills that we cover in this course. From plastics, I've had people reach out about injection molding and PLCs I've had people reach out about, and also robotics. So it's definitely a highly in-demand field. And I think what you were saying a moment ago really also is important about them being able to do more than one of these skills. These skills kind of go hand in hand in industry, and they also go hand in hand a little bit here. The things that you learn in one area actually effectively transfer over to the others. So even though it's a 2 trimester thing to get through trimesters 3 and 4 for one area, whether it be plastics or PLCs or robotics, to stack on the other 2, it's not an additional 4 trimesters because some of the stuff overlaps. It's not like you're going to be here for another 8 months. The skills in one area overlap a little with the others, so it takes off quite a bit of time.
You're not having to repeat it.
Exactly.
Save your time. I gotcha.
I'm not going to say, oh, you've gone through PLC theory already once. Let's do it again. It'll count the second time. You don't have to do things over and over again. So when you go through the program, the trimesters kind of stack on top of each other, and it really makes it, instead of what would logically take 2 base trimesters and then 2 focus trimesters and then 4 more, it really boils down to maybe 6 trimesters worth of work if you just put everything right after one another to get all 3 of them instead of the 8 that it seems like.
Yeah.
So it definitely, there is a little bit of working together that goes on here. I know personally, I worked with injection molding machines quite a bit with my job when I was not here. And what I did was I programmed the injection molding machines to make good parts, but I also programmed the robots that took the parts out of the machine. And so having having multiple skill sets helped me to be a better employee, which ultimately helped me to progress forward in that field.
So you're more marketable.
For sure.
Any way you look at it. But the cool thing about right now is it sounds like you're not going to have to scrape and struggle to find a job. The demand is there, and incredibly strong. We need these jobs filled. This section of the workforce needs you. So you've got, breaking it down, you've got the 16-month program, but it doesn't have to take you that long. You've got an instructor who's done this, learned it, knows it backwards and forwards, and will personalize it with you. If you want to take all 3 personalizations, great. He'll help you figure that out. If you're just into robotics or injection molding, that's fine too. He will work with you one-on-one. So you've got a minimal time commitment. You've got return on investment. You've got an instructor. All of our instructors actually are evaluated on finding our students jobs. And they're really great about it. They've got constant communication going with people in the industry. They've got contacts. They can set you up with the whole job interview thing. It's just really a win-win, which is rare. Here at TCAT, we're a small type of family. It's a smaller campus, and everybody from the admission side to the instructor to even President Whitehead, everybody is here for you. So I want to encourage everybody watching this video, go ahead and apply. Come call us, 931-424-4014. I will set up a meeting with you and Mr. Pelfrey. If you want to tour the lab and come see the 3D printers and the robotic arms, all that, come on down. We'll do whatever we need to do to make you comfortable so that when you do start class, all you're focused on is learning these great skills with Mr. Pelfrey's help. So the breakdowns there, like I say, it's a win-win. There's financial aid tools for people, lottery scholarships. There's different grants and things we can look into for you where you have little to no debt. But the opportunity's knocking, y'all. You've got a really great situation here. We're right in off East College Street in Pulaski. I can speak for Mr. Pelfrey comfortably by saying he'll be there for you. We all will. Just give us a shout or hop online at tcatpulaski.edu. You can apply there. just let us know how we can help. So to wrap things up, Mr. Pelfrey, do you have anything you want to say about TCAT, or maybe to somebody that might be on the fence about the program?
You know, I think it's a good thing to do, whether you're looking for it or not, I guess. Uh, there have been very few instances in life where someone has said, "Man, I wish I didn't have that skill." Like that doesn't happen too often. And so going off of that, you definitely pretty much can't lose. I mean, you get a bunch of skills and you get a job outlook that I tell people that I could probably move anywhere in the United States and within 30 minutes of where I moved to have a job. There are very few places that's not true because this is just such a prevalent industry. And
Yeah,
so I would encourage you to, at the very least, look into it. It doesn't cost you anything to come by and talk to someone about it and be informed about your decisions. And so that's really what I would say is get informed and maybe get a little bit more background information. I'll be here to answer any question I possibly can, and if I can't give you an answer, I'll find someone who can. And so we are definitely very excited to talk to you guys.
absolutely. And Dalton, just so people have it, what is your office number here on campus?
It is 931 424 2416.